really appreciate your time. We're getting close to our time, but I have one final question for you. Gazing into your crystal ball, and again, coming back to building on all the fantastic work of Education Design Lab and design thinking, and how you're pushing the boundaries. Where do you see the lab in 5 years? Will AI have totally taken over, or no? I'm sure it won't. But yeah, where would you like to see the lab, and what sort of role do you want to be playing in 5 years?
Yeah, so I think that I was talking with somebody today about this, where we've talked a lot about community colleges, and one place I want to be is I want to help transform any community college that wants to into, at least as part of what they do, if not a majority of what they do, to be talent partners for industry, which means that they're highly able to highly align to basically work at the speed of business as opposed to work at the speed of accreditation, and that they're able to align their programs and to really understand those needs. Why is that? Well, ultimately our focal point is the new majority learner,
Hmm.
but we can't, and specifically with respect to them, supporting their best economic outcomes and their best career outcomes. Well, we can't do that if industry is not, a part of the equation, because they have,
Yeah.
they're the demand side of the talent equation. But in addition, and we think that having them be good talent partners is going to transform them. I think it'll make them a lot more compelling and relevant in our society. It's a big investment the society makes in the U.S., especially. So um, we also can only really do that if we are good partners with talent. And that means understanding the new majority learner. So we're bringing that understanding more deeply, and we want to elevate that and make it more explicit in lots of different ways. And um, uh, ranging from you know something that smells like, I would say, next generation persona work that's powered by AI,
Hmm.
uh, to uh, clearer kind of learner, the key design requirements to making learning effective and things like AI effective and safe for those folks, and with something that they can lean into as kind of transformative innovation, as opposed to resisting and fighting because it's not working to support them. We want to make sure that that AI, as it evolves in this space, really does support their interest. And then the third, thing is, if we can help colleges be, if we can be better partners with them, we can help colleges be better partners with industry. That also ought to enable colleges, frankly, to help industry be better partners with
Hmm.
talent. And when you think about we've talked about lifelong learning. That's the other thing I'll just leave with. The new phrase that I'm using is lifelong skilling, just because lifelong
Oh,
learning sounds kind of so yesterday.
yes, right.
And so maybe it's just a little bit harder edge to it, where it really is about building skills throughout your life. Um, and I did some work when I was at Pearson, on the economics of kind of transactional approaches to this market, versus relational approaches to this market. And without getting into any of the details and not proving that they're the same, I have a hypothesis that there's a tenfold increase in value creation for entities that take a relational view
Right.
of the
Wow.
learner. And I think I see us as enabling that as well. So things like, while if your community college, or a network of community colleges that you might be a part of, for example, decides to really support the type of learner that you are and the type of person you are in the type of region or the type of industry you care about, then being part of that network for extended period of time, coming back and getting reskilled, not just getting your first credential. When you feel like you should get recognized for things that there's a place you can go on the weekend and go through a gauntlet and prove, hey, I don't need to spend 9 months doing something. I've been spending all this time doing it, and I've done some stuff even on my own. So let me just show you what I can do. Can anybody give me credit for that? Can anyone recognize it? So, and I think community colleges, for example, would there's an opportunity for them to be that service provider of all these various things, as kind of the last mile to the employer, the last mile to the community and people in the community. And because there are 1,000 of them sprinkled around the United States and they're funded, there's an opportunity to dramatically improve the efficiency and the velocity of innovation in this space. And I think the last part is that's going to be, supported by standards and collective understanding of how we're solving this problem. And part of that is going to end up triggering funding. And the funding equation at the end of the day in the U.S. is probably the biggest challenge for education and innovation in general, and innovation in this space in particular. So a lot of good ideas, but everyone has to stop thinking about like what's the good idea and figure out the pay for.
Right. How do we make it work? Right.
How do we make that work? And so that it can be sustainable. So I think those things are gonna in 5 years from now, I'm hoping that we are in a very different place along each of those dimensions.
That's fantastic, and I love, yeah, how you painted that, and lifelong skilling. So yeah, that's a wonderful concept, and really, in terms of skills visibility and giving learners a voice, that helps bring it all together. Well, thank you so much, Bill, not only for your time during this hour, but for the work that you're doing and all the other labbies, and yeah, I've been a huge fan of Education Design Lab for quite a few years now. So. That is fantastic. So thank you, and yeah, looking forward to reconnecting. We'll have to do another interview in 5 years and say, no, Bill, you promised us in 5 years, and now you've got even more. So yeah, a lot of exciting times ahead. But thank you again for your time. Really appreciate all the insights, Bill.
Thank you, Dan, for creating the platform and for this outstanding work that you and Alex are doing.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, thanks.